Hi, this is Stuart Cunliffe for IBM Lab Services. What I wanted to show you today was a short video on how we can use Red Hat Ansible Tower to drive our PowerVC, IBM PowerVC and PowerVM environment. So if we look at the lab that I'm going to use, we've got a Red Hat Ansible Tower VM based on Red Hat Enterprise Linux running on a vSphere x86 estate, and we've got my IBM PowerVC, IBM Power Virtualization Center, running on a Red Hat Linux on IBM Power. The IBM PowerVC software is based on OpenStack, so the modules we'll be using from Red Hat are the OpenStack modules freely available within the Ansible engine deployment. My PowerVC server in turn is connected to our HMC that manages our IBM Power VM servers and our SAN and Fabric controllers as well. And the first video I'm going to do to you is show to you is the deployment of a new VM, whether that be AIX Linux or IBMi, and then in future videos talk about things like post-installation migration. So here is our PowerVC server. We can see all our LPARs on here, and here's our Ansible server. Now I'm going to log on as a non-administrative user, so this is a self-service portal type user. So I've been signed a number of templates by the administrator who's created those templates, and you'll see if I go to the dashboard that I've had a number of runs recently and which templates I've used, which jobs I've run. If I look at my templates, I can see the fact that I will have a template to create a new disk and attach it to VM, which I'll do in the next video, and one to create a small VM. So that's the first one about creating a disk and attaching it. And this is the second one about creating a small AIX 7.2 VM with half a core, one virtual CPU and 8 GB of memory. So if we launch, that's a template from the little rocket on the right hand side. All it will ask me to do is prompt for a virtual machine name for that new VM that I want to create. So let's call this one AIX VM 1. Confirms that those are the parameters I want to use. Yep, that's correct. It will launch that underlying playbook from my template, and we'll see it running here. So if we look for this new VM name on my PowerVC, filter for just that one, you will see in hopefully a few seconds, there we go, it pops up to show that it's being built. So PowerVC is putting a build on one of my PowerVM power servers. And if we look at the status, we see the volume being created. If we look at status on Ansible Tower, we can see it being created. I'll pause the video here for a couple of minutes while that just gets built. Okay, so that's got built. It's created a new VM. It's assigned it an IP using OpenStack. We can see other information on the left-hand side. It's waiting for the port to be open, so that's the next stage of the playbook. Can it SSH so that new VM is built? We can see the playbook it's going to use, the inventory, and the fact that it's still running. So I'll pause it again for a couple of minutes while that new VM boots. It's still in a building stage there. So if we just pause the video for a little while, we should see it complete. So now the build's complete, it's been able to SSH to that new VM. If we go back onto our PowerVC, we can see that it's active, it's given it a host name, a host, it's got 8 GB of memory, half a core and one virtual processor. So that was Tower building a new VM. So in the next video we'll show Tower creating and attaching a LUN to that new VM that we've just created. Thank you.